rocket like rocket fuel.
First opened in 2017, there's a look at the beautiful state-of-the-art Mercedes-Benz Stadium here in Atlanta, GA. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New Orleans Saints and the Atlanta Falcons.
Ready! Ten Lobo.
Watch the run.
Ready!
They run for the first time with Justice Hill. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Let's go.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Deuce. 36. Watch the eye.
Rock it.
Shit.
Hey, zoom.
On 2nd down, it's Hill. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7.
I got you, son.
Back. 80 weapon.
Bang.
Hey, high 7. Look at me. Go.
Now back to throw. And that is incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
A beautiful fake. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now Prescott. He's got his all-pro receiver, Michael Thomas. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 43 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. From nearby Norcross, Georgia, it's Alvin Kamara. 2 yards that time. A stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
From the 25 on second down, Prescott. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. They'll run it with Kamara. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Alvin Kamara with touchdown number 29. Too short of LaDainian Tomlinson's all-time record 31. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz good on the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Come on,
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And, partner, I'm going to make a quick pivot here and ask you to play general manager. It's well documented they're last in the league in offense, number 32. What changes might they make?
And this is where you have to be almost like a chess master as a general manager, because you have a few things at your disposal that you need to use. Obviously the draft, free agency, maybe you can make some trades, but also look at your practice squad. Have you been grooming players to promote and give them an opportunity to play as well? That way you start to supplement as well as replace guys that need it.
2nd and 9 now. Looking deep for Julio. He's got a man complete. It's a gain of 35.
That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover 1. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
On first down, a running play ends up going backwards as he won't get close to the line of scrimmage. In fact, he's going to lose 4 yards.
Ready to break. Blue draw Corkers.
Blue down, blue down. Check 50, check 50.
5.
Hey, 96 is coming. We don't like 96. Watch the slant, watch the slant.
5.
2nd and 14. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Well, they need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down.
Watch the screen.
They're going to look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent, that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw is Prescott. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. 20, 10, touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara becoming just the 2nd player with 30 touchdowns in a single year. And the Saints are able to strike quickly for 6. Lutz to try to add the PAT. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game.
Makes the score Saints 14, Falcons 3. Will Lutz to kick off.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
We got this.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Here's 2nd and 8. Open man, it's Preston Williams. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
They'll go with Hill here on first down. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. After one, a 14-3 ball game. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Wide, get wide. 61, matchbox lights. Hey, exit.
Mike 96, Mike 96. Hey, let's get that ball.
Ready?
First down, and it's Hill again. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Oh, my goodness. Was that a defensive back that got to him with the pressure?
Oh, look at the former defensive back. You're all smiles up here.
I hope everybody can hear my smile on that play.
10-2 soft.
Check 3, check 3.
Hey, echo.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And it's intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
17 there and a New Orleans first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Prescott on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Tremendous read and reaction by the defensive tackle, and frankly, partner, it's not that often the DTs have that type of easy access back to the quarterback. Never bought the play-action fade.
Throwing on second and long. Prescott, that's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. 39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run.
Tell you what, partner, you get the football in his hands, just give him a little bit of open space. As we just saw, he can make you pay.
And he wasn't the top option there, but check down turned into first down and then some. Now a play fake here on first down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The target that time, Michael Thomas. And that'll bring up second down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. After the incomplete pass, here now is second and 10. A give to Kamara running right. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. He lost 2 there, and it's third down. What happened there? Was that just a missed assignment on the O-line?
It certainly felt like it, but also the speed of the play. When you're talking about defensive end, they want to be ahead of the clock, don't they? They want to be upfield, making plays on every snap. How about his agility there to run that one down?
On third down, it's Prescott. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 23. From Falcon territory now, here's first and 10 at the 23.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship. Safe. Sponge.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's second and 11. Now Prescott. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
Prescott yet again. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Here we go. Take the pitch first. Whip. Let's go.
And he's in for the score, and his spectacular season continues as he ties the NFL touchdown record.
He is phenomenal.
CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
He's going to float this one deep right side. And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off by Eli Apple. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
A good start to the drive here as that's caught out on the left side. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. First down, Prescott. They go with a shuffle pass, and it's complete. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a second and long. The second down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Right there, 54 Mike. Here we go. Mike 54. Mike 54. All day, baby. All day. 54 is Mike. 54 is Mike.
Third and long for Prescott. And he's got Lockett. Touchdown, New Orleans. Tyler Lockett. Touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strikeability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
A good pickup there, 26 yards. Now a first down carry. It's Hill. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number one. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. This complete to Jones.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
And they're going to get to him, a sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. They'll look to throw here. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones is intended receiver. But now it's 3rd and goal.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Hey, foxtrot, foxtrot.
Is the mic. Here we go, D. All day, D.
Hey, wahoo!
All day.
Hit it.
Now back to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. George Kittle, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Falcons get a bit closer. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And the lead is down to 28-10. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Prescott from the gun. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. 27 yards there, a first down.
A gain of 27 on the play. First down, Saints.
This quarterback now 11 of 15 through the air. Here's 1st and 10.
Go. 54's Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Let's go. Hey. Hey, watch that. Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. It's caught. Block it. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Here's Prescott. And he's got this down to the 35.
That's it, baby.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! This fielded a few yards into the end zone.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second. And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary, now on third. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And he locates Josh Hill, complete. He'll get 15 and a Saints first down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellent.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Joe Schobert, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. To try again after the sack. Prescott, now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 40. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. They run it for the first time with a backup Murray. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Vic Beasley able to make the tackle. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
Down he goes at the 10 with a solid pickup of 8.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
They're going to need some therapy after this. 54's Mike. 54's Mike. Short ball. 54. Come on. Hey, tighten down.
On 3rd and 1, here's Prescott. And that is caught, and the record is his. It's a touchdown.
And this is obviously quite a performance, and most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. And finding the tight end Hooper. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 10 yards there and a first down for the Falcons.
And that's why defensive coaches preach swarming to the football. It's usually going to take more than one guy to get that big man down.
And it did right there. Multiple broken tackles, but they eventually get him down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Hey, Orbit.
Mike 96, Mike.
Hey.
Let's get some penetration here. Let's get some penetration.
Go.
2nd and 3. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 10 yards there and a first down for the Falcons. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Hey, Haywood.
They'll look to throw. Looking end zone for Jones. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself.
Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. The Falcons send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the second time. Now it's Lockett. It'll be a 47-yard punt with a net of 40 following a 7-yard return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Throwing, Prescott. He's got Smith here. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 18 there, and the Saints have a 1st down. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Here we go. Strong right, strong right, strong right.
They keep it on the ground, but this time it's Murray. He's got the 1st down and more inside the 40. And they will finally get him down, but not before he takes this to the Falcons' 23-yard line. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. They'll try to throw now. Prescott. He gets it to Thomas. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch to help you out that way. I mean, the whole team has picked it up. And don't forget, that means the offensive line has had to pass protect pretty well, too.
And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A 15-yard touchdown run as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Oh, it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it. And this fake extra point attempt failed big time. Not only did they not get it, they went backwards. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is taken about 7 yards deep.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Marcus Williams. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now Prescott. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Traquan Smith, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys continue to pour it on. Lutz with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
The Falcons take over first and 10.
Let's go!
At their own 25-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now.
It got his man complete. And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. So with a big gainer anyways, he'll go ahead and take that instead of the pass interference call.
They didn't need the penalty. It would have been different, right, if they had somehow lost some yardage somewhere, but they did not. Gained all they could, down at the spot of the foul. Nothing to be gained by taking the penalty.
They still can't get it. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
2nd and 9 now. That's complete to his receiver, Kane. And they'll get this down to the 10. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
6-6, pull it high. Hey, zoom. Ready.
They'll set up to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Hill. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Just a couple there on the 2nd down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation.
A 2-yard pickup makes it
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. Back to throw here. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury.
Watch twist.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And a good return here as he takes it up past the 30-yard line.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. They go play action here on 1st down. Looking long for Thomas. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
Coming this way. Here we go.
Running with Kamara. And Kamara has it stripped. And the Falcons grab it. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time.
And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
Koo able to connect on the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And not a great return here. He'll make it back only to the 10-yard line.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. Again, it's Kamara. Room here to run. He's got daylight. He's at the 40. Past the 20. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Go ahead and give him the hat trick. He's been in the end zone now 3 times.
You toss your fedora first, okay? You go ahead and do that. But let's be honest about it. That third one, that's the most spectacular run he's had in the ballgame. It's almost as if he's been playing his own game of, can I top this? And each run has been more spectacular than the last.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Use that as ammo going
forward. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game.
Yep. Banjo. Check that.
Rock it. To go.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And now here is another interception. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick.
Intercepted by the Saints. They'll take over first and 10 at their own 12-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game, and that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Feel like